Hello there, morons. It's Victor with a one-take video from the Inca Trail leading up to Machu Picchu. Back in the day, I think I was 20 years old actually, I actually hiked 3 days from that direction to this direction, in this direction, and I'm heading towards Machu Picchu, which you may or may not know is the ancient capital of the ancient Incan Empire. Nobody really knew what it was for. There's all these theories that it was where they kept their virgins. Hard to get to, you know. I guess that's where you would want to keep a virgin if you want to keep her safe. But just a little info. I was way back in the day. I used to be a bicycle rider, not a hiker, bicycle rider, but like hardcore, like 50 miles a day, or so. I don't know. I don't remember. A couple hours a day, every day. Legs so thick I couldn't wear jeans, regular jeans, 501 jeans. Do they still make 501 jeans? I don't even know. Of course, those were my glory days. If I wore jeans, all the hair would get scraped off. Had a six-pack, actually. But came to Peru by myself with the sole intention of... Took a year off of college, right? I was like, what am I doing in college, wasting all this money? My dad was paying for tuition. I was wasting all my dad's tuition. I was paying for everything else, but still I thought it was a waste if I didn't really know what I was doing. So I decided to take a year off and go to South America. My original cockamamie idea was to sit in a mountain somewhere in Peru. Get a little house, you know, rent a little whatever hut with about 20 good books, you know. That's the only thing I was going to bring, was my books. I did pack super light, except for the books. I had, let's see, one pair of shorts, one pair of long pants, maybe one t-shirt, one long underwear type shirt, you know, for the cold, one windbreaker or weatherproof thing, one pair of boots, one pair of really light sneakers for walking around town. I didn't wear glasses in those days, so didn't have that problem. Didn't have to think about sunglasses or no sunglasses. Anyway, I traveled light. I came out here, and the thing about traveling in South America is you make, or used to, I hope it's still true, you make friends really, really quickly, you know. And I made friends everywhere I went. It was amazing. Like, every foreigner I met, we would just hook up. We'd be crossing borders at the same time. Hey, where are you going? Hey, I'm going that way too. Let's go together. You know, it was great. Millions of stories I could tell you from those. Those are fake little wannabe birds. Yeah, but anyway, the Inca Trail story, I want to tell you about that one. So I met this guy in Lima named JJ, and he was a wild, crazy ex-Marine. He was basically insane, super charismatic, though I didn't know that at the time. I just met him, and he was doing the Inca Trail. I was doing the Inca Trail. I had a one-pup, I think it's called a one-pup tent, one-man tent, and I believe, I don't know where I met them. I think on the plane, or no, wait a minute, I don't know where I met them. Did I take a plane? I don't know where I met them, but I met these three guys on bicycles. Couldn't have been a plane, right, because they were on bicycles. They were going from Canada, they were Canadians, they were going from Canada to Argentina. So for some reason we decided we're all going to do the Inca Trail together. So in the old days, right now, let me tell you what it's like now. Let me time shift into the future. So now if you come to Machu Picchu or Cusco, you have to pay a shitload of money to get on the train, and it's a tourist train only, and you're not allowed to ride with the locals at all. Okay, that's what it's like now. It's like the train, $70. Ticket to get into Machu Picchu is another $70. The bus going up is another $20. It's outrageous, right? Which is, you know, fine, because we can afford it. We tourists, right? If you want to see Machu Picchu, that's what it's going to cost. So, though I wonder if the money is going to the right hand. That's the only thing, because it's such a corrupt country. Anyway, so in those days, it wasn't like that. You could take any train you wanted. Right now, you can't take the local train. Only the locals can take the local train, and the local train is actually very picturesque. I think part of it has no seats, and you can just, all the Indians like sit there cut on the floor of the train. And I took it with my backpack. See, the Inca Trail has been mostly destroyed, so the original Inca Trail goes from Cusco to Machu Picchu. It's like 8 days or so, or maybe longer, I don't know. But now it's been mostly destroyed, and you can only catch, it's just, only the 3 days, the route between wherever it starts and Machu Picchu exists, and that takes about 3 days. I don't know what the stop point is, but anyway, in those days we all took the train from Cusco to the drop-off point, and then we started walking, and we took the Inca Trail. And it was I was kind of new at this, you know, adventure stuff, so to speak, but I was like in great shape, you know. So that morning when I like got out of the tent, you know, and stretched my legs in my underwear, the other guy's like, "Hey, those are biker legs," because they were bikers, right? So they are older than me. I was the youngest of the whole group, so I felt a little like, yeah, because I didn't, you know, it's hard to tell what if you're doing a good job by yourself. Sometimes you need someone to tell you you're doing the right, you're doing things the right way. You don't know sometimes, right? So anyway, I ended up doing this whole trail with them. It's only 3 days, but on the second day, one of the tough guys, you know, got really sick, like diarrhea, couldn't walk, kind of sick, and we had to break up all his luggage. And you can't call for attack. There's no cell phones in those days, and you couldn't do anything except finish the trail. So we broke up all his luggage, all his you know, equipment, and split it up between the other three. There were 4 of us total, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 5 of us total. 3 Canadians, JJ the crazy guy, and me. And we carried all his stuff, and we carried it all the way up this road for days. I remember I was I am still kind of shy about defecating in front of people, but in those days I was perhaps even more shy, if that's even possible. But I remember having to walk far away from the campsite to find a place where no one could see me so I could defecate. Yeah, no, the other guys wouldn't. So they would just walk like a couple of trees over, and they'd be laughing, talking as they defecate. I don't like to talk when I'm pooping. Even now, like if I'm in the toilet and you're like making noise outside the toilet, I'm really annoyed. I'm like, I'm trying to take a poop here, go away, right? Which doesn't happen that much, luckily. I can savor the moment. Anyway, so we made it little by little all the way here. I remember we bought a lot of granola bread and really thick wheat granola fruit, what's it called, fruit bread or nut bread. A lot of stuff like that. Cheese, you know, carried that and came all the way. It's pretty easy. Not easy, well, easy for me because I wasn't sick. But about a week before that or so, there was a Japanese guy who apparently, I think he was Japanese, and I think he had mental problems, or maybe there were 2 guys and one of them had mental problems. But apparently, maybe I'm thinking of 2 cases, but this must have been like 26 years ago, so somebody look it up. Maybe someone has uploaded the newspaper clip to the internet. But I think a guy died on the Inca Trail. He just fell off the mountain somewhere. It was pretty tough in parts of it, you know. And yeah, that's what it was. I think it was a Japanese guy. I don't remember, but anyway. And then we got there. And it was great. It was one of my first. Yeah, the thing that was funny about this is that they were all experienced hikers and I wasn't. But I didn't tell them that because I was afraid they were going to leave me behind, or they would say, no, you shouldn't go, because I wanted to go, right? So I did it, and then when we finished it, you know, I'd carried my weight, literally carried his weight too, and I told them, you know, guys, this was my first time, like a virgin, right? Like, what? They were all amazed, and it was a happy moment in my life, you know, because the thing about the thing that's different, birds. The thing that's really different about being a man is that, unlike women who get their you know, their period, then they know they're officially women. Men don't have that. So we have much more of a difficult way to. It's more difficult for us to decide, to find that, you know, that point in our lives where we feel like, oh, I'm a man, or I can hold my own, you know, as a man. And I guess maybe that's when it was. Because to be honest, I still feel like a kid. I mean, mentally, you know, I feel as young as ever. And I just walked all the way up here. And let me tell you, this is a pretty hard hike either way. I just walked up here from Machu Picchu all the way up from top, and here we are now. This is the sun gate behind me, the sun gate. And when I first came up, that's what it looked like. This is sun gate, and I'll just show you a little bit. There's Yoko, and we walked. I think we arrived here late at night, so we didn't really see it that well. But this is what it looks like. There's a lot of people here, see? Right. Okay, and now, this is what it looks like now. I hope I can film this correctly. Look at that. Let me switch cameras here. Switch camera around. This is what it looks like now. There it is. So this is how what it looks like. And I arrived here at night originally 26 years ago, and then we walked all the way there, all the way over there. And at night, oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I remember now. That evening, oh yeah, for some reason JJ and I, we did it by ourselves. We parted off from the three Canadians. We walked around by ourselves, and I walked up and down these ruins at night, like pitch black, because there's no, there's no gate here. I think you have to pay a ticket at the front, but it wasn't that expensive. But there's no ticket gate here, and we were walking up and down, and it's actually lower altitude than Cusco, but of course I was breathing heavily, and I kept hearing noises. Like I was kind of spooked out because we separated. JJ and I, we separated. We were walking around the ruins by ourselves, and you can kind of see from the moonlight, but I kept hearing this, like someone's following me, someone's nearby. Oh, garbage! Even here they have garbage. It sucks. Anyway, and I kept thinking someone was up there at the mountain with me, but as you can probably tell by the story, by the bad way I told the story, actually I was alone. I mean, the noise that I heard, the breathing, was my own breath, and that was pretty funny. Oh, I'll tell you one quick story to finish up this whole the Machu Picchu thing. So we got separated, and I went to the gate, and they had a big, like, okay, I'm going to show you behind me. See how this is jutting out here? Well, it's a step, right? Well, they had a gate, they had a door that was jutting out over that, so you couldn't just walk around it. It was closed, right? The whole path was closed here. But if you actually walked out on the door was like jutting out, right? And if you actually walked out there and walked around, you could actually get around it. It was dangerous as hell, because if you slipped, you'd fall to your death, right? And I did it. And I was talking to I met a girl who was staying at the Machu Picchu hotel. Right now, by the way, that Machu Picchu hotel is $800 a night. But in those days, it must have been cheaper, I'm sure. And there was a woman staying there at the hotel. And she had come out, and she had somehow heard me, and we were talking on, through the wall. We couldn't see each other. And I wasn't like hitting on her or anything, but for some reason, she kept making the conversation become like romantic, It was really weird. And I was like, I'm not interested, because I think I had a girlfriend. No, hold on, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I had a girlfriend, like serious. Yeah, I had a serious girlfriend. I wasn't interested. But she was really interested in meeting me. And I walked around. Oh, I don't remember now, but we didn't meet that night, but we kept talking. But I think I walked around once and then came back, and then I heard her. I'm telling you, it's a shitty story. I can't remember the story. The funny thing is, she was obese, which is not in itself funny, except this just sounds like I hate fat people now. It has nothing to do with the fact. She was really obese, but she was also extremely romantic, And the next day, like, we didn't know. Yeah, that's what it was. We didn't know what the other person looked like. Yeah, not much, because of the darkness and because of the wall. But for some reason, I knew she was really big. I don't know why, but I knew. Oh, that's so weird. I don't remember how I knew. Anyway, maybe she told me. But the next day, as we were leaving, I was jumping to get on the train again. And as I jumped on, she seemed to come waddling over. And this was kind of funny. This is why I was kind of laughing to myself, because it was kind of a funny sight. I mean, this really obese girl waddling over to the train and saying, "Are you Victor?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, let me take a picture of you." And she took my picture as I was grabbing onto the train with my backpack on. And so I hope she never sees this video, because it sounds like a terrible thing. But yeah, I guess I was kind of a romantic, mysterious man in her life that she met on the mountain of Machu Picchu. But for me, it was much more of a significant experience in that I have become a man. And that's my story. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Loco, you want to go down now? Want to go down? These are my arms. Look at that. See the difference? Now look at my face. I don't know if you can tell the difference here. All on fire. See, can you see the line? Painful, painful. Can't shave, can't touch. Painful. Wear lotion next time, must remember. Okay, that's all.